Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. Today, I'm pretty sure we're finishing the game. So let's begin. Court of Azathoth. Our confrontation with Eris. I've killed people. It always came easily to me. I was good at it. A little too good. Okay, Walter White. I did it for me. I was good at it. I've never felt the uneasiness they all mentioned. Not even once. Maybe I'm some kind of unfeeling monster? You can solve a murder easily, but you're kind of hopeless when it comes to people's hearts, even with the Eye of Horus. But you never treated me differently. At first, I thought it was because you didn't see the real me. But then I realized that you were the one who saw me the most. You made me feel like I was the best version of myself. Solving murders with you, walking around Rotholm together, even just talking to you. I felt at home when I'm with you. I feel at home when I'm with you. It was always my job to protect you, but you were the one that always made me feel safe. You brought light into my world. You've done the same for so many others. You could have done great things. You could have spent your entire life shining brighter. I really don't understand. Why would you throw it all away? It's good to see you too. Ow! What was that for? You know what it's for, you jerk! Do you know what I had to go through just to get you back? What else was I supposed to do? Should I have just let you die? Yes! That's exactly what you should have done! It's a lot better than gambling with your life. I was never going to go along with that. Do you even know me? Oh my god! This is why I couldn't tell you the truth! I knew you'd do something stupid like this! You know I always get to the truth in the end. All you did was make that process extremely frustrating. I could have gotten away with it. You can't even beat me at chess. How are you going to hide a murder from me? She scowled at me. She couldn't find a response. Then the anger slowly drained from her face. Tyrion, I killed Pierce. I know. He was going to be executed in 1 month anyway, and what was his life when compared to yours? But when I looked at him just lying there unconscious, I felt something welling up inside me. What? I wanted him to experience a fraction of the fear and the pain that my dad felt. Someone like him didn't deserve a peaceful death. So Celeste? You must hate me, don't you? Why couldn't you just let me die? I've been thinking a lot about these cases over the last few months. I thought Pierce was pure evil, Von Sanctus too. But I've started to realize that the world can be really cruel sometimes. They may have chosen to be awful people, but it's not as if the system gave them any reason to stop. Theodore Redmond thought he was killing someone evil. Beatrice had everything taken from her, so she tried to take it back no matter the cost. Even Ruby, she only worked with criminals because of what the nobility was capable of. I haven't stopped thinking about what Von Sanctus almost did to my hometown. If his plan had succeeded and I knew about it, even I might have. Celeste, you were manipulated and tempted by the but by demons just like they were. Except yours was just a bit more literal. You don't hate me then? You are, and always will be, extremely important to me. One betrayal won't change how I feel about you. Tyrion, I won't abandon you. No matter where you go, we're going there together. Tyrion, we might be heading to a pretty bad place. Well, I'm not one to celebrate a victory prematurely. But if you're already admitting defeat, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Eris? I can't believe you brought me here. I will never hear the end of this from my father. Where are we? The courtroom of the gods. The place where truth and reality are determined. The court of Azathoth. I'll give you one last chance, Tyrion. You made a rash decision, but I can still send you back. I knew it. What? I didn't come here without a plan. I noticed something. That sadistically playful demeanor has been cracking since we brought Celeste onto the stand. You're nervous, aren't you? There's a reason why you didn't want me to bring you here, and I'm going to find out what. Your persistence was endearing at first, but now it's just irritating. I suppose we'll have to do this the hard way then. Don't say I didn't warn you. Argument. You should have taken my offer when you had the chance. The only way to nullify my contract is to unequivocally prove that its conditions weren't fulfilled. Celeste McCoy's contract was written without flaw. So says the word of Asmodeus. Asmodeus? By his words, demons are incapable of speaking lies. This is my domain, Heavensborn. Your contract may be without flaw, but that doesn't mean you can't negotiate its terms. It doesn't matter if your contract is perfect. I'm not leaving here until you relinquish Celeste's soul. If disputing a blood contract was truly impossible, there would be no need for this court to exist. Demons are powerful, but they aren't omniscient. Rationalize? If disputing a blood contract were truly impossible, there would be no need for this court to exist. Demons are powerful, but they aren't omniscient. They can't possibly be aware of contradicting circumstances that may be created when they make a contract. You're hiding something. Something that you desperately need to keep hidden. Oh, really now? You tried to confound the investigation by manipulating Celeste's memories, but the contradiction in her testimony proves one thing. She didn't see you and Beatrice enter the prayer room until 2:00 p.m. at the earliest. Your so-called contradiction is based on the testimony of Leif Freyga, yes. How are you so sure that her testimony is reliable? It's supported by the testimonies of Miriam and Lord Asclepius. They were all together at the time. Their testimony is sound. Oh, really? It looks like you've made a contradiction. What? Wait, what? Leif Freyga, Miriam Freyga, and Lazaric Asclepius encountered an illusion. That illusion makes their testimonies unreliable. So says the word of Asmodeus. What? An illusion? What kind of illusion? Who knows? My statement still stands. You can't just expect us to accept your claims without any evidence. I can't speak lies, Tyrion. The immutable fact is all the evidence I need. In this court, the only thing that matters is what is true and what is false. And the word of Asmodeus says that Leif Freyga's testimony is unreliable. She could just say whatever she wanted without having to provide any context. She only said that Leif was tricked. She didn't specify an exact time. What else proves Beatrice didn't disappear until 2 p.m.? Was there something else that proved Leif didn't begin her search until 2 p.m.? It can't be that. Celeste. Nothing. Do I present that? Oh. Would it be that? Because, So this says that, it's speaking about the glyph of contingency. Could be that. So, I mean, it's not her testimony that we have to present, so it would be this. Regardless of when it happened, Leaf and her party went to search for Beatrice after you two went missing. Do you confirm or deny that? I won't deny it. Perfect. Whoever set that trap, they set it to trigger whenever Aster approached his father's body, and it didn't trigger until 2 p.m. Leaf and her party were about to search for Beatrice when the Kingsguard informed them of what happened. The Kingsguard did this immediately after the trap was sprung. Since Leaf was about to begin her search at when this happened, Beatrice couldn't have gone missing until that time. You're predicating that on the testimony of the king. Not just him, Eris. Several members of the Kingsguard witnessed this. True, and that is why I'll respond with this. An activated force cage did not trap Aster D. Wyverngard during or after 1:50 p.m. So says the word of Asmodeus. But how? That testimony came from multiple people. Are you saying that the trap was sprung earlier than that? Don't you remember, Tyrion? I can manipulate the memories of people who have a blood contract with me, but I'll give you a little clue. The Empress of Discord made contract with multiple knights of the King's Guard. So says the word of Asmodeus. What? I tampered with their memories. You can't trust their accounts of what happened. How many people did you make contracts with? Little Lady Steelwind has been investigating my work for the last few months. But I've had my talents in Wyverngard for far longer than that. I've been preparing for this for quite some time. But even the Kingsguard? No one is safe from temptation. Everyone has a price. Your girlfriend should know that better than anyone. Still, there has to be something. I still have more evidence. Oh, really? Whose testimony will you be relying on this time? You can present all the evidence you want. Most of what you have is based on eyewitness accounts. Even so, you can't possibly have made a contract with everyone there. Let's check that again, shall we? It's possible that I have a blood contract with everyone present during the massacre. So says the words of Asmodeus. Are you kidding me? She said possible. She didn't say that she does. She said it's possible. But you only said it's possible. You never said that it actually happened. You're the one disputing my contract, Tyrion. The burden of proof is on you. That's completely ridiculous. How could I possibly verify a statement like that? It's simple. Issue a divine edict to each person who was at the cathedral. You know he can't do that. That sounds more like like your problem than mine. Nothing to say, Tyrion? Isn't this the part where you present some groundbreaking piece of evidence? As long as her statement stood, I had to doubt every piece of testimony I had gathered. Everyone at the cathedral could have been compromised, except Aster. I know he doesn't have a blood contract with you. I suppose you're right. So are you going to use his testimony? He couldn't observe much from within that force cage. Do you understand now? You were never meant to win this game, but I suppose I should be thankful to you for entertaining me this long. This is the most fun I've ever had, and I truly mean that. Tyrion. Come on! There had to be something I could use! But all the testimonies I'd gathered could potentially be more lies created by her. Tyrion, you have to say something! My strength was fading. The divine light inside me was dimming. I could feel the weight of her presence dragging me to the ground. This has always been a contest of willpower, and it looks like you were found lacking. No. I recalled what happened during Beatrice's trial. I wasn't sure if it was a dream or something else, but I'd heard my mother's voice. Mom, please, I need your help. Please, just tell me what to do. I heard nothing back. I knew this was a long shot, but I was still holding out hope. However, Eris was a being who wrapped herself in layers upon layers of lies. She had the power to make me doubt everything. The witness testimonies, even the physical evidence I possessed, could be a fabrication. How could I possibly argue against something like that? It's not fair. It's not fair, Miss Timora. It's not fair, Miss Timora! They're not even bothering to investigate the crime properly. Well, of course they're not. If they did, they'd be forced to admit that my client is innocent. How are you so calm right now? Is this what it's always like? How are you supposed to win like this? They can just keep changing the narrative however they want. They can. And that's exactly how I'll beat them. What? Look, Cuthbert. Almost every part of this system is against us. But there's one advantage we have over the prosecution. And that's pure and objective logic. Logic? Tyrion, the prosecutor does all sorts of things to validate their case. They present evidence, they call witnesses, and they use those pieces to create conclusions. They create a box and throw a bunch of facts into it. They tell the court that everything within that box is true. And conversely, that makes everything outside of it a lie. But how does that help us? You point out contradictions in their case. That makes them throw more and more facts into the box to keep their case consistent. But if even one fact in the box is false, the entire thing falls apart. But surely they've realized what you're doing. What if they play dumb and refuse to add anything to the box? Well, you can force them to. What? You can present your own truths, and you can force the prosecution to either accept or deny them. By doing that, you decide the terms of the battle. You control what goes into the box. I don't know if I'll ever get the hang of it. Don't worry. You've always been a sharp kid. I know you'll do great things, so don't give up. Eris's last statement hinged on the time that Beatrice disappeared. She could only change Celeste's memories and to make her think everything happened earlier. which could only mean one thing. Beatrice Frege did not go missing before 2 p.m. What was that? I said... Objection! Yo! Beatrice Frege did not go missing before 2 p.m. I have wings, motherfucker! What? So says the word of Horus. What? I felt myself filled with the radiant power of Horus. It was the same sensation I had felt in the Haraldson Gallery last month. I could feel the divine light of the upper plane spreading through me. Tyrion, you have wings! Wait, really? I spun around slowly, only catching glimpses of the golden wings that had sprouted from my back. I didn't even notice it, but my feet weren't even touching the ground anymore. You, where did you learn how to do that? Hey, I pressed the hide GUI. I just chuckled. What could be so goddamn funny? You know, I've been wondering something, and it's been bothering me for a while now. If demons like Maranoth existed, then surely angels did as well. I couldn't be the only person left to stand in your way. There had to be someone out there who could stop you. An immortal angel, a holy warrior, something. I'm a defense attorney for crying out loud. I'm not qualified to fight a demon. That's right, you wretch. I have lived a million of your pathetic lifetimes. I am a god. Yeah, you are. And I don't see any angels or paladins rushing in to help us. So I guess I'll have to do. And this is my skill set. Man, king, or god, you're not leaving here with Celeste's soul. What? What happened? Celeste? I'm here. Since you've so graciously bared your soul to me, perhaps I should respond in kind. Occupation Empress of Discord. Age? Who fucking knows? Arcane art? Fucking none. I am the Lord of Shadows, sovereign of the Sixth Circle. I am the question that gnaws at every answer. I am the creeping blight feeding off of the arrogant as they crumble from within. I am... Yo... Eris Illnator, the Empress of Discord. So says the word of Asmodeus. What? What is that thing? Did you two honestly think my true form was that of a teenage girl? No, I am older than time itself. That's not how time works, but okay. It feels liberating to break free from that weak mortal shell. So this is what you really look like. It suits you. Why, thank you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what form you take. Whatever you are, I'm taking Celeste's soul back. Kick her ass, Tyrion! Come then, let me carve out your souls and mount them in the fields of Malbolge. Fate's challenged. I need to be careful. I was bound by the same rules as her now. I couldn't tell lies in this form, even accidentally. Why don't we pick up where we left off? I've established that Beatrice didn't go missing until 2 p.m. I wonder, why would you go to so much trouble to make me doubt that? When she gave her testimony, Celeste said that Eris and Beatrice entered the prayer room at 1:40 p.m. But from the axiom I declared, Beatrice didn't disappear. I knew Beatrice didn't disappear until 2 p.m. Why did Eris change Celeste's memories? Eris clearly changed Celeste's memories, but for what purpose? Eris needed Celeste to believe. I believe you needed Celeste to think that the events happened much earlier. Staying quiet? That won't work this time. Objection! Celeste McCoy remembered the attack occurring much earlier than it actually did. So says the word of Horus. Nothing to say? You can't stay quiet forever. Oh! Wow! I like that. I don't need her to think that specifically. I simply wanted to confound your ability to deduce what actually happened. That may be, but I think you had a specific reason to move her timeline back. An event occurred that required Eris to change Celeste's memories. So says the word of Horus. Beatrice? No. Eris wanted me to believe that Celeste signed a contract with her at 1:40 p.m. She needed me to believe that to keep her narrative logically consistent. But I now knew that Eris used Beatrice to attack the prayer room no later than 2:30. If the events happened much later, what followed shortly after that was strange. It was the death of Lloyd Von Sanctus. You needed Celeste to think that she signed the contract much earlier than 2 p.m. That's because Lloyd Von Sanctus's death occurred at 2:05 p.m. Which would imply that you killed me, convinced Celeste to sign a contract, and made Celeste trick Arya into signing another contract. All in the span of 5 minutes. If that's true, could it be possible that Celeste isn't the patron? What? It's the only logical conclusion. The timeline is far too short. Even if you remember being tricked by her, we can't trust your memories. Isn't that right, Eris? Your desperation is almost pitiful. I'll respond so that there's no room for doubt. Celeste McCoy was the person who gave Arya Steelwind that blood contract. So says the word of Asmodeus. I knew it. Is something wrong? I know the truth is hard to accept sometimes, but Celeste did betray Arya's trust. She simply spoke in technicalities. I couldn't take that claim at face value. But this could also be a trick. I could declare outright that Celeste wasn't the patron, but if I was wrong about that, I'd most definitely die. First, I would need to assume that Celeste wasn't the patron. What would logically follow from that? Why would Celeste hand Arya a blood contract? If Celeste wasn't the patron, that contract would have already been signed, and I'd already concluded that the blood contract was disguised as a normal legal document. I recalled something happening before we entered the prayer room. What was it?
Maybe.
Celeste. Eris. No.
What if...
Wait. As she skittered away, I saw something fall out of her pocket. It was her runestone. Oh, Arya, you dropped something! As Celeste went to pick it up, she accidentally activated it. An image of some evidence appeared for a brief moment, but Arya quickly snatched it from Celeste's hands. Wait! Is that why everyone's gathered here today? Celeste, don't just invade her privacy like that. Don't be like that. I'm really happy for you. Why would Arya really have taken a picture of that contract? If it were disguised as a legal document, taking a picture of it would have been illegal. But if a picture of the contract had been in Arya's runestone, she technically handed it to her. But that didn't necessarily mean she wasn't the patron either. Is something wrong? You look conflicted. No. From the very beginning, she'd been trying to get in my head. She thrived on doubt and mistrust, but I'd always known from the very beginning. Celeste would never betray Arya like that. Celeste McCoy is not the patron described in Arya Steelwind's blood contract. So says the word of Horus. Evidence updated. Celeste McCoy saw Arya drop this contract before she entered the prayer room with Tyrion. Due to the Empress of Discord changing her memories, she can't remember what was written on this contract. Even now, you trust her that much? Wait, but that means... You didn't betray Arya, Celeste. She only manipulated your memories after the fact. She wanted to make you think that you did. So, it's not my fault? It isn't. But that had a far more unsettling implication. Someone else was the patron. But who was it? One move at a time, Tyrion. The endgame would reveal itself in time. Celeste wasn't the one who secured Arya's compliance and cooperation. Doesn't that make your contract flawed? Please, I thought you were an attorney. The contract states that Celeste would engage in actions deemed necessary to secure the compliance and cooperation of Arya Steelwind. No further actions were necessary. She was already under my influence at that time. But that means none of this is her fault.
Who is this?
Think again, Heavensborn. Neither Arya nor Steelwind, nor Beatrice Vega were directly responsible for the death of Garrick Pierce. So says the word of Asmodeus. Right. There's still the death of Pierce. It doesn't matter who's responsible for the massacre as a whole. Here, all that matters is the validity of my contract. You act like you're in control of this situation, but you've been nervous ever since I began disputing your contract. You're hiding something, aren't you? Who can say for sure? The second paragraph is vague. But what about the first and third paragraphs? Something is off here. Wait. Is it possible that I didn't die? Are you still in denial? I thought you were ready to die to save your beloved Celeste. Answer the question, Eris. We can't trust Celeste's memories. That memory where she confirmed my death could all be a fabrication.
Who is this?
you wish to cling to that hope? Then let me state it plainly for you. Sus McCoy did in fact observe that Tyrion Cuthbert was dead. I did not alter that memory. So says the word of Asmodeus. I'm sorry, Tyrion.
How did you revive me, Eris? Do you even have the power to resurrect people from the dead?
Who do you think you're talking to? Of course I do. But if you doubt me, why don't you declare that Tyrion Cuthbert never died?
Knowing her, she could be baiting me into telling a lie. But it was equally likely that she was bluffing.
If you still doubt that I resurrected you, I'll state this. Beings of my power are able to resurrect people from the dead. So says the word of Asmodeus.
Why would you need to specify that beings of your power can do that? Is it possible that it's not a simple or easy feat to accomplish? If you're saying that, it must be true. You're clearly not acting in good faith. How can I trust what you're saying? It's not going to be doubt. It's going to be one of these two.
Objection!
Why would you need to specify that beings of your power can do that? Is it possible that it's not simply that it's not a simple or easy feat to accomplish? For example, would Marinoth be able to resurrect a person from the dead using a contract? Let me save you some trouble. I'll say it for you. The Empress of Discord can't resurrect people easily. So says the word of Horus.
That's not the same as saying that it was impossible for me to do it.
But it would require a large amount of effort on your part.
Perhaps, but recall my previous declaration. Celeste was there. And by all accounts, she concluded you were dead.
How thoroughly did you check me?
I have experience in first aid, and it wasn't good. You weren't breathing, and your heart was stopped. She tried to resuscitate you for several minutes, but to no avail.
Right. There's no way my body could survive that long naturally without oxygen and blood flow. Eris just confirmed that Celeste spent several minutes trying to resuscitate me. But there had to be more to this than I was seeing. What could have created this scenario? Is it a spell? Okay. I don't think it's any of these. The only spell it could be is hold creature. That says nothing about not being able to breathe. No. Eris was probably capable of resurrecting me from the dead. But from how she phrased it, it must be a difficult feat for her. Was there a way she could have orchestrated that scenario with significantly less effort? But when Asclepius revived me, do I have that as testimony and evidence? Feign death. There.
Objection!
You may have been able to resurrect me, but you had a far easier way to create that scenario. And luckily for you, Beatrice was there and under your control.
Beatrice can resurrect people from the dead?
No. The opposite is actually true. Beatrice Frege cast feigned death on Tyrion Cuthbert. So says the word of Horus.
What?
I'm sorry, Celeste. But I was never dead. She just used a spell to trick you.
No. So everything I did, it was for nothing. That means you never resurrected him. He was never dead in the first place. The contract only said that he was apparently dead. All I did was revive him by making Beatrice release her spell, which allowed him to wake up.
That eliminated the first paragraph as a possible weak point. And that only left the death of Garrick Pierce at Celeste's hand. Something happened with Pierce, didn't it? What are you hiding?
Whatever could you be talking about?
Your contract says that Celeste must bring about the demise of Garrick Pierce by her own hand. Since you wrote that contract, that must have been your intent from the beginning. So why are you so nervous? Something went wrong, didn't it? If you want to stay quiet, I'll just... All of this could be another elaborate trick. I needed to be careful. I needed to find out exactly what went wrong. The only person who knew what really happened in that room was Eris, but that could still be used to my advantage. Is it possible that Celeste didn't kill Garrick Pierce?
Are you serious? He's the man who killed her adopted father, and he was originally slated to be executed next month. She didn't have a rational reason not to trade his life for yours. Yeah, as bad as it sounds, that would have been an easy choice for me.
She may have wanted to, but something else might have happened. Perhaps Beatrice or Arya misinterpreted one of your commands and killed him against your wishes.
How tedious do you plan to make this? Neither the Empress of Discord, Arya Steelwind, nor Beatrice Frege killed Garrick Pierce. So says the word of Asmodeus.
Well, what if you forced Celeste to kill him? She signed the contract. She signed that contract already. You had control of her at the time. The contract states that she needed to kill Pierce of her own volition and agency.
Do you honestly think I would make a foolish mistake like that? Celeste McCoy had complete control of her actions until Pierce died. So says the words of Asmodeus.
What if someone else killed Garrick Pierce on accident? Maybe a member of the Kingsguard who survived and entered the prayer room.
Try again, Tyrion. Garrick Pierce's death was not an accident, it was intentional and committed with malice.
She's not saying that Celeste killed her.
And while I'm at it, Celeste, Tyrion, Beatrice, and Arya and I were the only creatures in the room with Garrick Pierce when he died. So says the word of Asmodeus. Do you understand now? I can refute any possible explanation you may have for Pierce's death, but the truth of the matter is, Garrick Pierce's death occurred because of Celeste McCoy's actions. So says the word of Asmodeus.
That's decidedly different than saying Celeste McCoy killed Garrick Pierce.
Have you given up? Have I finally extinguished the light of hope within you?
I can't believe it. I can't believe you fell for that!
What?
You've never thrown consecutive declarations at me like that before. It's because I'm getting close, isn't it? You can freely manipulate Celeste's memories of what happened, and I don't have any evidence that implies what actually transpired in the prayer room. The only person who could tell me that was you.
What?
You thought you could overwhelm me by shooting down all of my theories.
But all you did was tell me the exact state of the room when Garrick Pierce died. And now I can figure out what actually happened. Wait! Who killed Garrick Pierce? Not spells. Arya. No, by her own admissions, she, Celeste, Arya, and Beatrice were the only people in that room. She admitted that neither she, Arya, nor Beatrice killed Pierce, but she wanted to clear that Pierce's death occurred because of Celeste's actions. If she really wanted to defeat me, she would have simply declared that Celeste brought about Pierce's demise. But she didn't. That implied that Celeste wasn't the one who killed him either. I almost dropped my fucking thing. That only left one person. Is it Pierce himself? Eris Ilmater, Empress of Discord. No! Stop this! I'm not sure what would possibly drive him to do something like that. But when he was in the prayer room, Garrick Pierce chose to take his own life. What? You know what that means, don't you? But for the sake of it, I'll state it in a way that makes it abundantly clear. Stop this! Stop this right now!
Objection!
Celeste McCoy did not bring about the demise of Garrick Pierce by her own hand. So says the word of Horus. The conditions of your contract were impossible for Celeste to fulfill. That renders it logically invalid. And that's checkmate, Eris. Okay, this is cool. Also, I realized after replaying the first case of Dual Destinies for the channel that this is what Phoenix, Apollo, and Athena do at the end of each case in that game, and at the end of each case in Spirit of Justice. They do literally this, except it's an animation, and thus hits harder. I like it more there. And that's checkmate, Eris. You filthy little... Contract nullified. You're back. Does this mean you... I successfully voided Celeste's blood contract. I looked inside my satchel, opening the folder where I'd been keeping Celeste's blood contract. There was only ash in it now. But you're still alive. Now. You... Her face was tightened in pure contempt and rage, but she wasn't looking at me this time. Me? You little bitch! I could have accepted losing to a Heavensborn, but you? What are you talking about? Tyrion's the one that beat you! Wait, I remember what really happened now. Tyrion, please wake up. This can't be. It appears that he's quite dead. You should be more careful, Celeste. You might hurt someone if you swing that dangerous thing around. I was right about you all along. I should have never trusted you. I like your enthusiasm, but there's still something you can do to save him. What? What is this? Do you feel that pit of dread in your chest? It's the same fear that my dad felt after you stabbed him. And with his life, you'll have your beloved Tyrion back. What are you waiting for? End him, Celeste. I can't. What? What are you talking about? Tyrion, he wouldn't want this. He never has to know, Celeste. I can protect you from his Eye of Horus. That doesn't matter! I can't do it. It's just... This man killed your father. Not to mention, he's a dead man walking. You've lived a lifetime of killing people. What's one more person? I
won't suffer your self-righteous pity, bastard.
Don't misunderstand me. Right now, I want nothing more than to end your worthless life. But Tyrion's ideals are what saved me. That part of him is wonderful and beautiful. I could never betray those ideals, not even if it's to save him. You're actually serious, aren't you? You'd seriously sacrifice him for that? I can't do it. I won't do it. I'm not going to sign that contract.
Contract? Ah, I see now.
What?
So you're his little consort, aren't you? Fig Aqua.
Wait! Get out of the way, you idiot! Drop the weapon, Pierce! Don't be stupid!
The only stupid one is he. It was you, bastard! You should have known from the beginning. No matter what you choose, they are never going to let me live.
They?
Every choice I make is mine alone.
Wait, stop!
I'll see you all in hell.
Damn it! Menace. Are you trying to heal him? Damn it. He aimed straight for his heart. No. Come on, you waste of human flesh, wake up! I need you alive. What the hell did you just do? Pierce is dead, and I signed your stupid contract. Now bring Tyrion back. No. No, 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 no! Pierce was dead anyway, so I thought I could catch her on a technicality, but I never realized what I actually did. You signed a faulty blood contract, one drafted by me. Where do you get off acting like you're any better than them? What? Ideals? Righteousness? Don't give me that bullshit. I could have accepted losing to a Heavensborn. But you're human. You're a goddamned killer. All of you are rotten to your disgusting core. You would all tear out each other's throats if I gave you the smallest reason to. Tyrion is the only person here with a trace of the celestial self-righteous morality.
If that's what you think of them, you really don't know anything about humanity. Celeste is far more than what you're saying. She's far more caring and empathetic than I am. I could never even come close.
Okay,
that was fucking weird.
And it has nothing to do with whether I'm a Heavensborn or if she's a human. But I think I understand you a little more, Eris.
Is that so?
Let me ask you a question, Eris. Did you feel any amount of satisfaction when you killed my mother?
What? So, you figured that out, didn't you?
When you went on that little tirade about how much you enjoy killing Heavenborn, I had some suspicions.
And how does it feel, Tyrion? The person who killed your mother, the person who ruined your entire life, is standing right in front of you. What do you have to say? Nothing to say? Say something, damn it!
I think all I feel for you right now is pity.
Oh, that's rich. You pity me. Your existence is an infinitesimal moment in my eternal existence.
And yet you put all of this effort into making me suffer. Well, was it everything you imagined it would be? Did it satisfy you at all? I bet you didn't feel anything when you killed my mother. It was just another drop of evil into your empty soul.
I was excited. It was far too simple. I didn't truly make her suffer. That's why I didn't.
Oh, is that right? Well, what if you did succeed in throwing me into despair? Would you have felt any sort of satisfaction?
Of course I...
Demons can't tell lies, Eris. You can't lie to us, and you can't lie to yourself.
No, I can't.
And that's why I pity you. You were fated to be like this from the moment of your creation, weren't you? That's why you hate humanity so much. You envy us.
What did you just say?
You're envious of humanity. You don't grow. You don't change. You can't become a better version of yourself. You're right. Your existence probably will be eternal. You'll be eternally evil. You'll also be eternally unhappy and eternally pitiful. That's why you envy us. Because you'll never be free from that fate.
That is completely...
You can't say it, can you? You can't refute my claim because it would be a lie.
You know what? Maybe you are right. Maybe I'll never be satisfied. Maybe I won't feel any satisfaction from killing you. But I'm still going to try.
Oh. Thank you, Rathalion.
To think you would threaten violence in my presence. Arrogant witch.
Just burnt her alive. What a Chad. This isn't the end for a creature like her. She'll be back one day. Yet, you look no more perturbed. We're not done here. There's something I need to tell all of you. Are you serious?
The patron is still unknown to us.
But with Celeste's contract voided, she should have her real memories back. Do you remember what happened in the prayer room? You were the only person who witnessed one of the deaths.
I've really been trying to remember what was on Arya's contract when I caught a glimpse of it. But I think that's the memory Eris manipulated the most.
It's possible that she will need some time to fully recover from the Empress's demonic influence.
But we don't have that kind of time. That demon will lead us around in circles for the... That demon led us around in circles for the entire morning. Not to mention that we've lost nearly an hour due to Cuthbert disputing that contract. It's just past noon. Right. We have less than 3 hours before every magical trace of the crime scene disappears. Could you try testifying? Maybe reviewing everything will help us jog your memory. Okay, I'll do my best. Just try to tell us what you remember, Celeste. Any detail might help, whether it's true or false. Okay. Witness testimony. I think I remember now. We went to meet with Pierce at 1:50 p.m. when we heard that commotion outside at 2:20 p.m. I saw Arya attacking the guards there, and I fought her for about 15 minutes before she broke past me. When I followed her into the prayer room, I found her there with Beatrice and Eris. They knocked Arya, Tyrion, and Pierce unconscious. I checked Tyrion's body and thought he was dead, but Beatrice just cast feign death on him. Anyway, Eris offered her deal to me, but I couldn't go through with killing Pierce. I think you know the rest. A few minutes after Pierce died, Aster, the Inquisition, and the Kingsguard showed up to arrest Arya.
Wait, only the times of each event had changed. Her testimony remains the same. Even if there's nothing apparently significant, I'd still like to cross-examine her. Go ahead, then. Why won't you let me fucking pick up the damn thing? Cross-examination. I just want to see. Garrick Pierce. Died at 2:45. Trapped King. At 2 p.m. Spells. Force Cage. Where's Force Cage? What the fuck? Spell, Polymorph, Steel Wind, Hold, Firebolt. Detect, Stone, Teleport, Summon, Glyph, Strike True. Oh, this, Force Cage. Duration, an hour. Uses this method during Fortnite's map. Okay. He died at 2:45. He wouldn't have gotten out until 3. I don't know. I think I remember now. We went to meet with Pierce at 1:50 p.m. and we heard that commotion outside at 2:20 p.m. Right. We now know for certain that the meeting was at 2 p.m. Yeah, she only changed my memories so she could trick all of us. Considering that my memories were intact, she must not have not had the power to change them. Yes. She never actually used her demonic powers to revive you. She merely had Beatrice release the feign death spell that she originally cast. Anyways, who did you see attacking the guards? Was it Arya or Beatrice? I saw Arya attacking the guards there, and I fought her for about 15 minutes before she broke past me. Okay. So that would be 2:35. Originally, you said that you fought her for a lot longer. I had to account for the time I spent speaking to Eris. I had a feeling something was off about that. I knew Tyrion would be really meticulous about the timeline of the murder. Ow. So I had to make my testimony match up with the time of Pierce's death. I'm really sorry. Let's just focus on the matter at hand. When I followed her into the prayer room, I found her there with Beatrice and Eris. They knocked Arya, Tyrion, and Pierce unconscious.
So we weren't wrong about Beatrice sneaking past you during your fight.
Yeah, now that I look back on it, it was probably a distraction so Beatrice could sneak past me.
What is it, Cuthbert? If the patron was working together with Eris, why would Eris use Beatrice to knock out Arya?
I never thought of that.
Frankly, I find it hard to believe that the patron willingly went along with the Empress's convoluted plan. They clearly needed Pierce alive, and relying on McCoy to do it seems foolhardy. Right. Was it possible that Eris went off script then? She definitely didn't seem like the type of demon to take orders from a human.
I checked Tyrion's body and thought he was dead, but Beatrice just cast feign death on him.
I can't believe you fell for such an obvious deception.
I thought Tyrion was dead. I wasn't thinking clearly.
Perhaps it's best to stick with the facts for now.
Anyways, Eris offered her deal to me, but I couldn't go through with killing Pierce. I think you know the rest.
To think one blood contract could have such an effect on the investigation.
I should have known she was up to something, but I just wasn't thinking.
You were put in a difficult situation. Take solace in the fact that you've stuck to your ideals despite that.
A few minutes after Pierce died, Aster, the Inquisition, and the Kingsguard showed up to arrest Arya.
That must have been after they went to investigate the fire in the common room. I'm surprised Aster went to the prayer room as well. I'd have thought the Kingsguard would have kept him in a secure location. Those were my orders, but His Majesty demanded that they secure the cathedral for the safety of everyone there. Never the ultrist, that one. Her testimony didn't appear to add any new information. But between the multiple murders and Eris changing people's memories, there might have been something I'd missed. Sorry, attacking the cards, and I fought her about 15 minutes before she broke past me. Fuck it, I'm gonna try.
Objection!
Wait, what? Shit, I was right. What is it, Cuthbert? Celeste, are you sure Aster showed up only a few minutes after Pierce died?
Yeah, I remember that part pretty well. Eris seemed really worried about being seen by them.
Have you figured something out, Mr. Cuthbert? It's just that... May I remind you that we are extremely pressed for time. Out with it. Stop wasting our time. Celeste, Garrick Pierce died at 2:45 p.m. and Aster showed up in the prayer room only a few minutes afterward.
Yeah? What are you... Wait!
That raises a big question. How did Aster enter the prayer room around 2:45 p.m.? When he should have been trapped in a forced cage until 3 p.m.
Wait! You're not serious, are you?
McCoy's memories are clearly unreliable. My men all reported that His Majesty led them to the prayer room after he exited the forced cage. Normally, that would be more concrete when compared to Celeste's testimony. Spells. But we can't trust their testimony. What are you talking about? While I was disputing Celeste's contract, Eris declared that she made contracts with multiple members of the Kingsguard. What? They were working together with her. And if these contracts were structured similarly to Celeste's, she must have had the ability to manipulate their memories. This means they could have intentionally or unintentionally lied during questioning. How could I have let this happen? That's still ridiculous. Are you saying that everyone who remembered seeing His Majesty in that force cage had their memories manipulated? No, I think there's a simpler explanation. And what would that be? His Majesty must be a powerful mage. Wouldn't he know how to cast Major Illusion? If he'd place an illusion inside the force cage, he could take advantage of the chaos and the contracted Kingsguard to slip away. Even if we assume that he somehow escaped an inescapable force cage, how did Aster know to head to the prayer room? I understand your point. But do you understand what you're implying? I'm not trying to imply anything. I'm just stating the facts that we already know. We know that a human, whether willingly or otherwise, worked with the Empress of Discord to orchestrate the massacre. He was deeply trusted by Arya Steelwind. So much so that she didn't even think twice about signing a contract that he gave her. There's only one person who meets those criteria. Aster D. Wyverngard, the reigning king of our kingdom. Quiet, all of you. Mr. Cuthbert, do you understand the weight of this accusation? You're claiming that the king collaborated with a demon. I do, but I'm hoping this is all a misunderstanding. After all, Eris's goal seems to be nothing beyond sowing as much discord as possible. She made us believe that Celeste and Arya were both murderers. If Aster has information that can save Arya, we have to find it. Very well, then. I suppose it's only right, then, with everything that has transpired, that the king should be allowed to explain himself. Kingsguard, please escort His Majesty to the stand. Hello, Aster. Thank you for cooperating, Aster. Of course. I understand your position, Mr. Cuthbert. I'm hoping you can shed some light on how Arya came to be under the blood contract in the first place. It's possible Eris tricked you somehow and made you carry out the massacre. What the fuck? There has to be something we're not seeing, despite what evidence points to it. Evidence? Are you referring to Celeste's testimony? I'm sorry to say this, but can we even trust a testimony? She's no longer under the effects of a blood contract, which you claim no longer exists, but only you have the power to manifest them in the first place. What are you getting at? I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I suppose what I mean is, after everything that just happened, how can we trust you? What? You disappeared for quite some time, to who knows where. And the only person who was there with you was Celeste and a demon who can clearly alter people's memories. Wasn't it a little convenient she was burnt to cinders almost immediately after your return? I'm not the one who burnt her to cinders. Are you trying to claim that I'm in league with the Scaled Lord? Okay. She said it multiple times. That didn't actually kill her. And now, you're singling me out as the patron. The one ultimately responsible for the murders of Von Sanctus and Sybil. If that demon made you into a puppet, wouldn't this be exactly what you wanted?
That's right! How do we know this Heavensborn can be trusted? We've all heard the stories. He's practically a dissident. He's an agent of the theocracy. It's plain as day.
I could feel the room turning on us. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you after everything you've done. But I suppose there's one way to confirm your theory.
And what's that?
Use your divine edict on me. Just like you've done several times before. If I truly was in league with the demon, shouldn't I have a contract with her? It will appear, even if I was made to forget about it.
Wait, that's right! We already tried that before and it didn't work!
Which means that he definitely doesn't have a contract with her. Why aren't you doing it? I can't. I already tried, nothing appeared. I see. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert. I know you care deeply for her. But we all saw Celeste's blood contract, and we heard her earlier confession. Not to mention, we have no way of knowing whether Celeste is truly free from Eris's influence. If Lady Steelwind is to be saved, we all must accept what needs to be done. I don't like saying this, but I think it's time this trial comes to its conclusion. Don't you, Your Grace? Was he really just defending himself? Or was this something else? Either way, there was clearly a reason why he hadn't been in that force cage for as long as he claimed to be. Eris went to so much trouble to hide that fact in Celeste's memories. Aster had to have been part of the plan, intentionally or unintentionally. What part of the plan required Aster's physical involvement? There had to be some sort of physical involvement on his part, and that might have left behind everything that could prove what he did. Arya was tricked into signing the blood contract. He needed to trick Arya into signing the contract somehow.
But you've already seen how she is around him. That wouldn't have been very hard to do.
No, Arya may be extremely lovesick around him, but she's still an attorney. She would be careful to read any contract she signed. We deduced earlier that her blood contract was disguised as a normal legal document. And I remember something. When you caught a glimpse of it, you immediately started teasing her.
I'm really trying to, but I just can't remember what I saw. If I was teasing her about it, it might have been related to her relationship with Aster?
What did Arya think she was signing?
I'm sorry, I know that doesn't really narrow it down.
No, that's exactly the clue I needed.
Really?
Arya signed a marriage license. Okay. Yeah. Aster, there is one piece of physical evidence that proves you were involved in this. Really? The patron controlled Arya and committed to each of the murders without having to do anything personally. But this was all contingent on tricking her into signing that contract in the first place. I recall that you went to a meeting with a High Speaker right before the massacre started. It was to discuss your marriage to Arya, wasn't it? Yes, that's correct. Aster, the blood contract that Arya signed needed to look like a normal legal document, but I just realized something while reading it. The language used would have made sense under a different context. In that context, Arya gave you her mind, body, and soul. It would bind her to you as so long as you both live. Wait. Are you saying... No. In other words, till death do you part.
I.
Objection!
Whoever tricked my daughter would have surely destroyed the evidence by now. That demon went out of her way to destroy her memories of signing it. I doubt they would have left any copies of the marriage license to be found. Indeed, bringing such heavy accusations against the High Speaker or the King will require more than just speculation. First he dares call the King to testify, and now he's trying to indict the High Speaker. When will this madness end? I have more than just speculation, Your Grace. I have a copy of it. But Your Divine Edict only recreates the terms of the blood contract, not the material that it was written on. The original document wouldn't be visible on your copy. That wasn't the copy I was talking about, Aster. What? Don't you wonder how I knew about that blood contract? Every attorney has a magical runestone. It's fitted with artificery. We can use them to take pictures of evidence and crime scenes. Yes, I'm well aware of that. And did you know Arya took a picture of the marriage license she signed? What? She was so happy to finally have your union codified that she took a picture of your marriage license, even though it was technically illegal to do so. Why would she? The moment she regained consciousness, she thought she was a danger to others. She had no memories of what she did that day, but she knew something was wrong. That's why she locked herself in a cage with an anti-magic field. She was being rightfully cautious, but had she simply left any of those anti-magic fields and checked her runestone, she would have found a picture of her marriage license with the exact same words as her blood contract. So I'll ask you this, Aster. Who gave that marriage license to her? Was it you or the High Speaker? I was never one for stories. I found them to be overly tempting distractions from the cruel reality of the world. But when I was a child, I loved fairy tales and children's stories. Back then, I was once naive enough to believe that the king was the most powerful person in my vanguard. I saw the suffering of the people. I saw the commoners who suffered under the nobility day after day. And I saw my father sitting on the throne, watching it all happen. I hated him. I hated his apathy. I hated his indifference to the people suffering. He did nothing as the Four Pillars bled this country dry to feed their own vices. Nevertheless, I was his firstborn son, and I was next in line to the throne. One day, I would be able to do what he could not. So I prepared. I studied the arcane arts, which had become the cornerstone of our culture. I mastered the pastimes of the aristocrats, also I could earn their admiration and respect. However, there was a demon inside my head. She whispered unnerving temptations. She told me that villains must fall for the innocent to thrive, but I would not hear it. As young as I was still a member of the royal family, and soon I would be the most powerful person in my vanguard. I used my position to connect the commoners who were suffering. I promised them I would save them from the tyranny of the nobles, who would one day answer to me. But it was all a lie. I simply didn't realize it at the time. The more I challenged the Four Pillars, the more the people suffered. My efforts were met with retaliation. The aristocrats thought I was spoiled, and they took the rod to the people. House Freyga and House von Sanctus were drunk on their power. They would slaughter as many people as it took to persuade me to fall in line. House Steel and House Sybil, even the Scale Lord himself, they are coward in fear of change and anarchy. They did nothing. My only ally, who I thought unbreakable,
had been crippled and driven away by this kingdom's cruelty. I realized why my father sat on the throne with such numbness in his eyes. It's not that he wouldn't do anything, he couldn't do anything. He was forced to watch in horror as the aristocracy held his people ransom. He carried that despair inside him like it was poison, and it ate away at him worse than any disease. Heavy was the crown, and hell was brought on whoever sat upon the throne. I'd fallen into despair, and I had no one to give me hope. That's when that demon's voice returned.
You tried mercy. You tried diplomacy. Where has that brought you? They prey on the innocent because they thought you wouldn't strike back. They'd butcher them every day, hoping that you'd become numb to it like your father. Tell me, young prince, how many corpses must be stacked before you accept what needs to be done?
Eris, how could I make such a choice?
You wouldn't be choosing violence. You'd simply be choosing who that violence would be directed at. It's not as if they don't deserve it. You could continue to watch the people you love suffer. You could pat yourself on the back for being more virtuous than your enemies while the innocent burn. What will you do?
What I must. Wow. I like that. In truth, it was quite easy. Hunting von Sanctus and Sybil was no different than shooting wild boars in the forest. Lady Steelwind moved exactly as I needed her to. It was as if I were moving and flexing my own hand. I doubt anyone genuinely missed those two. Even if they did, they were outnumbered by the lives I had saved. So why raise such an outrage over that filth? Why, Mr. Cuthbert? If you don't want to answer, we can drag the truth out of both of you. Don't bother. Aster, no. Tell me, Mr. Cuthbert, do you know what the best kind of lie is? The kind that's hardest to disprove? No, not quite. It's the kind where you won't even try. The best kind of lie is the one you want to believe in. The truth can be right in front of you, but it will make you look away. I imagine you're very familiar with that feeling. Your Majesty, what are you? I'm done with this farce. I'm sure if we brought the High Speaker to the stand, Mr. Cuthbert would just deduce what happened anyway. It was always going to end this way, I suppose. You! Aster, you wretch! Are you saying that it was you? It was, Lucio. What of it? I was simply cleaning up all of your messes. If it weren't for Eris's little games, I would have done it far more cleanly. She promised me that she'd have a leash on McCoy by the end of this. What a mess she's made. How could you? And what right do you have to judge my actions, O great-scaled lord? Pardon me? No, I think I'll be pardoning myself. I am the King of Rivengard, am I not? Is that not my right? You're insane! Do you seriously think everyone in this room will let you get away with this? I do. Who is going to stop me? The Scaled Lord. That's why he hosted this trial in the first place. His authority is above yours. I didn't ask who could stop me, Tyrion. I asked who was going to. What? Why aren't either of you saying anything? Yes, Bartholian, have me arrested. Put my 7-year-old brother on the throne. I'm sure history will tell you exactly how a kingdom fares when a child wears the crown. Or would you take the throne for yourself? I've read the uncensored records of what happened the last time, but I'm sure centuries of isolation have done wonders for your ability to lead. Ratholian! Aster will not kill indiscriminately, Mr. Cuthbert. He just admitted to murdering 2 people. He's been prepared to lead from his birth. I will willingly turn my head away from this kingdom. I know nothing of what Wyvern God needs. I may not know the best course before me, but I know what painful certainty that is not to seize control of this nation. Not really surprising. From everything I've seen, negligence has been your one consistent trait. And what about you, Lucia? Are you going to try to dispose of me? The beloved prince, now king of Wyverngard. I have nothing but contempt for William Frigga, but I suppose I must be thankful. He did a wonderful job tearing you down. The people would never accept you. You're a man with the blood of thousands on your hands. I imagine if you deposed the new king of Wyverngard before the previous king's body was even interred. I wonder just how bloody of a civil war that could plunge this nation into. I am sure you can imagine just how tempting a weakened Wyverngard would look to the other nations. Aster, you're holding everyone hostage. Tell me, does this terrify you all? To know that I can do whatever I please, with no one who can stop me? Is this not what you've all been doing to the rest of this country? And I think that makes checkmate, Cuthbert. It is quite exhilarating to say. I can see why you're so fond of it. What are you all doing? Lucio, she's your daughter! You have to do something! My daughter would not sacrifice the stability of Wyverngard for her freedom. You know that to be true. Damn it! He killed so many people. He enslaved Arya. He almost did the same to me. Wait. Why did he need you to sign away your soul? What do you mean? Eris was the one who wanted it. But this was his plan. That outcome had to have benefited them both. If Aster is the patron, that also means that Pierce originally sent that letter to him. Even if McCoy was of royal blood, Aster is the king's oldest child, and he's of pure royal blood. McCoy would have no claim to the throne under these circumstances. If you were his half-sister, you wouldn't have a claim to the throne. So why would he go to so much trouble to murder Pierce and gain control of you? Maybe he just wanted to be sure? But he wouldn't have had Eris head to the prayer room personally if it wasn't important. She can't lie. If she promised to do a job, that job would have been done. He needed to silence both you and Pierce during the massacre. Which means you both were even more important targets than Von Sanctus and Sybil. Okay, but my potential claim to the throne would be the only reason why he'd be scared of me. If that wasn't a problem, why would he be so scared of Pierce's blackmail? Would the line of succession be the only reason he'd be scared of Celeste's parentage? I recalled what I knew about Wyverngard's laws regarding the royal throne. Wasn't there something someone mentioned about that? I recalled a conversation I had with Eris Ilmater. Despite everything, the kingdom includes him in our constitution. Wait, really? As the savior of our kingdom, he and his kin were given an honorary position in our kingdom. The Scale Lord made Wyverngard what it is today. He was given authority that befits such a legacy. How have I never heard of this before? I've memorized all of Wyverngard's laws. Practically speaking, it's never been invoked. It's merely a lost spun of reverent words to praise the Scaled Lord and appease the church. Wait, the Scaled Lord and his kin could override the king's rule.
Wait. Who is Celeste's father? A flood of memories came back to me. Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wyvern Guard Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. The knight tried to grab her arm, and it was like something flipped inside of her. She slammed her palm into the knight's chest, his plate armor reverberating as he fell to the ground. 3 other knights rushed forward. They tried to grab her and pin her to the ground. She let out a guttural scream against them, almost sounding like a feral animal. It looked like it was taking all of their strength to keep her pinned down. You can't teach yourself magic, Miss McCoy. That's not possible. Hey, I've got a system, okay? I even learned a few new spells today. How long did it take you to learn these spells? A few hours, I think. She taught herself multiple spell formulas, within a few hours? Why is this here? When a mage casts a spell, they do and harness the ether from within their own body. Artificer, on the other hand, draws ether from the natural ley lines that run through the ground. I am someone who has practiced arcane magic for my entire life. I've slowly learned how to sense how ether moves around me. You can do that too? I thought I was the only one. Oh, that talent is quite a rarity, even among the royal family. I suppose I shouldn't expect anything less from the Crimson Demon. Oh my god, please no. Even in human form, I have always had the strength of an ancient dragon. Oh my god. You're kidding me. It glitches now? It glitches now? What is it, Tyrion? Her ridiculous strength. Her natural talent for learning magic. She inherited all of it from him. Are you okay? You got really pale all of a sudden. Once I revealed this, there was no going back for her. Did I really have any right to do this? Oh my god. I'm gonna... Hold on, I'll be right back. Wait. Let's see first. No, okay, I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, that fixed it. Thank God. Thank God that fixed it. No. Arya's freedom rode on this. I'm sorry, Celeste. This could ruin your life. What? What are you talking about? How could I even begin to explain this? Do it. You don't understand. I owe you and Arya for what you did, for what I did. Whatever we need to do, it's to save Arya. Just keep your promise, okay? Like I said, we're in this together, and I'll always be there when you need me. No matter where you go, we're going there together. Good! Are you two done flirting with each other? Aster, I know the identity of Celeste's father. What? No. You're bluffing. You have to be. You said that no one could contest your role of Wyvern Guard aside from the Scaled Lord. But there's one more person, isn't there, Aster? What are you talking about? Only the Scaled Lord can override the will of the king. And his kin, Lucio. I suppose that's... Aster D. Wyvern Guard, you needed heirs to capture Celeste during the massacre. It's because her existence would always pose a threat to your role. This can't be real.
People of the Wyvern Guard nobility. Your current king was fearful of my bodyguard's parentage, and now we know why. Celeste McCoy is the daughter of the Scaled Lord Rathalion, ancient dragon and creator of all arcane magic. Judging from your reaction, I'm right, aren't I? I'm half dragon? Well, I'm apparently part angel, so you're in good company. So that demon was speaking the truth. Astro D. Wyvern Guard. As the Scaled Lord's kin, Celeste has the authority to pass judgment on you and override your rule. And when you're gone, she will take your place as the ruler of Wyvern Guard. Celeste, think about this. Can you even begin to grasp what it takes to lead a nation, much less one so broken? You just be trading one hell for another. Just tell me one thing, Aster. How could you do this to Arya? She trusted you. She loved you. Loved me? She hated me. And why wouldn't she? I was weak back then. I was pathetic. You idiot! She wanted to change Wyvern Guard together with you. You didn't need to do any of this. Is that what you really think? I suppose you would. You probably also think you two are the first people to try to change this nation, while still working within its laws. There's nothing wrong with having ideals and working within the law. My father was like that too. He was a man of ideals. Once. I watched for my whole life as he compromised on everything he believed in, one ideal after another. It was to keep the peace. We must maintain the stability between the noble houses to uphold law and order. And you know who paid that price every time? Not him, not me, not any of the nobles gathered here. No, the people who paid the price were the commoners. The kind of people you too are always trying to save. I would have honestly thought you'd understand by now. A gulf exists between what is just and what is lawful in this kingdom. We know it's not fair, but we're capable of changing it. You had the power to do just that. I am changing it. You worked so hard to find the truth behind those murders. But here's a little bit of truth that's evident to everyone in this room except you two. Half of the people present here today are glad that they're gone. And the other half wants to be the ones to replace them. The blood I shed in a single hour did more good for this kingdom than you two would have done in years. So that's how you plan on fixing this country's problems? By working with demons and killing your way to a brighter future? If I have to, why not? Every day across the nation, commoners are killed and oppressed at the hands of the very nobles gathered here. They bleed this country dry and feed on people like carrion. I am merely returning a much-needed sense of equality. Do you really think any of you are in a position to judge me? All of you, who came running at the news of my father's death. All so you could be the first to fill my ears with your sycophantic praises. Do you know what the difference between the Empress of Discord and all of you is? That demon was just a bit more honest. Arya wanted to stand with you. Arya's too stupid and naive to do anything. She loved you! How could you? She loved her idea of me. She loved a weak and an ineffectual prince who would have borne watching his kingdom rot with a damned smile. She loved your kindness. This is kindness. The blood I will spill will be the greatest kindness this kingdom has ever known. And once I am done, Wyvern God will be better and stronger for it. Aster. McCoy, I don't care what you are. The Scaled Lord's daughter, the rightful heir, none of that matters to me. I will save my kingdom and its people, and I will carve the rod out of its heart, piece by bloody piece. Nothing will stand in my way. I am Aster the Wyvern God, King of Wyvern God, and consort to the Lord of the Sixth.
I am nothing but a dead man. Volnus. Lucio. What? No! Lucia, what have you done? The blood contract, Cuthbert. What? My daughter's blood contract. Does it still exist? I checked my satchel. Sure enough, Arya's blood contract had completely disintegrated into ash. Its condition had been fulfilled, hadn't they? What was I even gonna look at? I don't even know what I was gonna look at now. Damn it. I mean, I still have it in here. One of them no longer lived. Excellent. Lucio, this is not what we discussed. My daughter would never be free as long as that wretch lived. McCoy agreed to take his place. This was always how it was going to end. Lucio, I understand, but how could we possibly... Save your breath, Cuthbert. I already know. Kingsguard, what are you standing around for? The Grand General has just committed regicide. Arrest him at once. We sat at the nearby ruins. It looked like several of the nobles here were doing the same. We didn't know what to say to each other. I could feel my stomach churning. He was a terrible person. He killed people. He tried to kill us. He took control of Arya like it was nothing to him. But I really wish we could have... changed his mind. Sometimes people are beyond salvation. He made his choice. But Arya, how is she? You're very sad. I can sense your sadness, Arya. I can see it. It's pulsating. And fear. Hello. I'm glad I found you before you left. The Eye of Horus could only see an abyss where her heart was. Oh, Arya. I'm so... McCoy? I've come to inform you that I'll be charging you with perjury. Okay. Whatever you... What? No one is above the law, not even the Queen. That was made apparent when... She didn't trail off. Her voice didn't break. Her voice simply stopped like a machine that had ceased function. Arya? Anyways, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. You do have a talented defense counsel after all. Right. What do I say to her? Anyways, I wanted to thank you for the work you've done, Mr. Cuthbert. I truly mean it when I say you have my gratitude. Yeah, of course. Anyways, I have much work to get done now that the Grand General is in custody. Yeah. What was that all about? Why didn't you say anything to her? I didn't see anything through the eye. I guess I don't really blame her for guarding her emotions. No, Celeste, I didn't see anything. Yes, you did, Tyrion. What? I looked at her with the eye. She wasn't holding anything back. There was no anger, no sadness, no fear, no joy. There was sadness and fear. It was pulsating. I saw it, Tyrion. I've never seen that before. But you're right. I should have said something. I'm going to... Celeste grabbed my hand before I could leave. I'll talk to her. Are you sure? She's my friend, and I owe her. It looked like I'd gotten the acquittal of yet another client, but it didn't tie up quite so neatly as I'd hoped. What do you mean she's gone? She was just here. I'm sorry, Your Majesty? I didn't know what the future had in store for all of us, but it's not as if that were different than usual.
We had the power now. The power to give hope to every commoner in Wyverngard. Together, we would give them the kingdom they deserved.
Damn it, Arya! Where are you? Oh! Hello!
Celeste froze. This man was the person she'd been looking for. No. No, he wasn't. What was she supposed to say to him? She never thought she'd get this far. You're looking for Miss Steelwind, aren't you?
Yeah, how'd you know?
She's been sitting outside my lair for a while. I tried speaking to her, but...
Yeah, I get it. I'm going to try anyway.
Of course.
Bartholion?
Yes?
I'm not mad about it, you know. Jolene and Flintheart are a part of my life because of what you did. Plus, now I know that I'm half dragon. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Miss McCoy.
Come on, don't call me that.
Right, of course, Celeste. So, I've been meaning to ask. About you and Mr. Cuthbert. Well, you two.
Oh, wow, look how late it is. I'd better go talk to Arya right now. I'll see you later, Scaled Dad. I mean, Scaled.
Scaled Dad? Oh my god.
Just, bye.
No wonder Lucio went so far.
Hey, Arya?
Oh, Celeste. What are you doing here?
Just making sure you're doing okay. You are doing okay, right?
I am. There's no need to worry about me.
Are you looking at the stars?
I was looking at the moon. It's full tonight.
Do you mind if I watch it with you?
Do as you wish. You are my superior.
You know, it was a full moon outside the night my parents found me in their inn. That's why they named me Celeste. It's an ancient word for the moon.
Is that so?
Yeah. They thought I was a gift from the Scaled Lord. It's a little funny when you think about it. By the way, I never got to thank you for sticking up for me before.
What?
Remember? You jumped down onto the stand. I don't think even Tyrion believed in me at that point. If you'd never done that, who knows how this could have ended up. Thank you for that, Arya.
I was merely taking the most obvious course of action.
Yeah, I guess I don't know why I expected anything else. You're really not going to charge me with perjury, are you?
Of course I am.
Damn!
But we do require your help to hold the structure of our kingdom together. We won't sentence you to the dungeons, but we'll have to consider some community service.
Fine. My father told me I was being
too lenient. Lucio needs to keep his mouth
shut.
I understood it in some way. We all do stupid things for the people we love, after all. Stupid.
Arya?
How could I be so stupid?
Hey, you're not...
I am. I'm a complete and utter fool. I'm an attorney, for Lord's sake. I've read countless legal documents. And when I signed that contract, I felt something was wrong. But I was just so stupidly happy.
That's not fair. No one expected him to do something like that.
Now my father, he's going to pay for my mistakes.
I'm sorry.
Celeste, he used me like a puppet. With my hands and my magic, he made me.
I'm sorry, Arya. What he did to you was horrible. I don't know how to make it better, but you're not alone, okay? I'll be here as long as you need me to. Thank you. I think I'll drop the charges of perjury against you. Wait, are we still on that?
Mr. Cuthbert, we've received word from House Frege. The story we created should be printed in the papers as we speak.
I don't like this. We're lying to the people of Wyverngard about what really happened. Not to mention, the story paints me like I'm some kind of god.
I understand your reservations, but Aster was right about how the common folk felt about him. If you told the people what actually happened, they would never believe it. They'd think that his death was part of some sort of political conspiracy. Even with this cover story, we can't be certain that they still won't suspect that. Arya!
Shouldn't you be resting?
Nonsense. I'm not going to sit around feeling sorry for myself, while everyone else fixes my mistakes. I will move forward. Hey, she's regaining the emotions. She may have been hiding her pain behind a smile, but she wasn't shutting down her emotions like before. As much as it pains me, we should strive to carry forth the virtues that Aster represented to the common folk. Wyverngard will gain more from those false virtues than from a person that he truly was. The stability of our nation must be maintained if we're to move forward, and if we must use the people's piety to do that, then so be it.
Arya?
And as the Grand General of Wyverngard, I will also do my part to support your rule. As will the Scaled Lord. Celeste smiled in gratitude to their words, but she meekly glanced at me expectantly. Do you even have to ask? And it's not just us. I'll do my best to make sure that the rest of Wyverngard supports you, too.
Oh yeah, since you two patched things up, we could also ask for Ruby's help.
Ah, right. I forgot I was supposed to meet with her this morning. I'll need to apologize to her about that.
Wait, have you still not told her about what happened yet?
We had more important things to worry about. I'm sure that she'll understand.
Tyrion, the last time you saw her, you manifested a blood contract without explaining anything. Then you vaguely said something about helping Arya.
Don't worry, I'll explain everything to her once things quiet down.
Tyrion, the story we fabricated is being printed right now. Everyone in Wyverngard is going to read about it in the paper, including her.
Oh. What's all this noise about?
What? Have you been living under a rock, lady? Read the morning paper. The Scaled Lord has returned.
What? Demonic attack claims lives of prominent figures. Chaos broke out yesterday during the private wedding between Arya Steelwind and Crown Prince Aster de Wyverngard. And I don't even fucking remember the fucking voice I gave this woman. In a surprise attack orchestrated by a malevolent demon, a devastating loss was inflicted upon our kingdom, shattering the very foundations of our power and stability. The carnage left in the wake of this abyssal assault was nothing short of catastrophic.
Among the fallen were Lady Coraline Sybil, Lord Lloyd Von Sanctus, and Lord Lucio Steelwind.
Both King Olivier and Crown Prince Aster made a heroic attempt to repel the fell monster. And while the profane demon was felled and defeated, the king and the crown prince tragically lost their lives in the ensuing battle.
However, amidst the chaos and despair, a glimmer of hope emerged to prevent the kingdom from descending into further disarray. The Scaled Lord himself descended from the heavens, restoring order and making a profound proclamation.
I don't fucking remember these guys' voices. In a selfless act to maintain the integrity and unity of Wyvern Guard, the Scaled Lord anointed his holy daughter as the new Queen of Wyvern Guard. Again with the Scaled Lord nonsense. This reeks of a violent political coup by his holy daughter. It says there's a picture of her on the next page. What? Is that?
How interesting.
Celeste? I'm telling you, I don't know how she did it, but she took over the entire kingdom.
She's not gonna come for us, is she?
Alright, what the fuck? Game director Stephen Charles. Programming Stephen Charles. Art sprite artist Ragin. After hearing about what happened to my former lord, I've thought a lot about my actions. I won't ask you to forgive me, Your Majesty, but I want to continue to atone for all the harm I've caused. Art sprite artist Kerma, I don't know, Ragin, Chiwadak. I will continue my studies in the field of conjuration. With the kingdom in such disarray, it falls on the people like me to maintain order. Why are you looking at me like that? Sugirius, Karma. Timur, I don't know how to say that name. Arabi, storybook artist. Oh, we'd never be able to do this if it weren't for the Dracocan Trading Company. I feel partially responsible for what happened at the Imperial Academy. I'd like to make amends however I can. Don't worry about that. Business has been booming ever since we set up shop in Ratholm. More customers just means more work for me. Character designer Mato Kunoa. Violet. Adam Scythe. Courtroom Chibis, aww. I've been developing my necromancy ever since I began working under Lord Asclepius. I think I've grown quite good at it. Don't get ahead of yourself. You've grown competent at it. That was a joke? You're probably the best necromancer I know. Aside from me, of course. Environment artist, Miko! Environment artist, Erik Otha, I don't know, Fuyuno Kawa. I'm sorry, but I still can't remember anything. You're alive? I thought she killed you. But from what I've read in my record, perhaps that's for the best. Even if your memories are gone, the crimes can't be changed. You still have to serve your sentence, but I do hope you can live out the rest of your life in peace. Promotional art, Yane Art. Promotional art, KP Comics Studios. Lead writer, Stephen Charles. What are you looking at? Wait. Oh no. It's you! That crazy chick isn't with you, is she? Why are you looking behind me, man? What did you just call me? Oh lord, run for it, Gavin! Writing consultant. Arif Siddiq. I don't know, sorry. Rifle consultation, what? It's Insane in the Rain music. Good to see you, Mr. Cuthbert. From what I hear, you've certainly moved up in the world. Yeah, a lot has happened. I don't even know where to begin. I'm glad to see the refinery's doing well. Well, I suppose I have you to thank for that. You're quite the... what did Her Majesty call you? An angel investor. Yes, that's it. Actually, I'm on behalf of Her Majesty. We both haven't had an idea for a business venture, and we think it would set a good precedent if we employed a company with your business practices. Oh, I think I like the sound of that. Shady Cicada! I love Shady Cicada, he's awesome. His composer, Stephen Charles. Flute, oboe. Kristen something, I didn't see that. I still have much to learn about leading a noble house, but I hope I can bring House Freyja and Wyvern Guard to a brighter future. I think it's about time we ended the constant feuding between the Steelans and the Freyjas. And I'd like for us to work together. I may not know much, but that certainly sounds like a step in the right direction. Tracker will do best to help Queen. I appreciate the gesture, Tracker, but I don't think... Bank needs gold, right? Tracker can dig for gold. Daw, best boy. French horn, Alana Yee. Euphonium, Abby Lannon. Trombone, Allison Martin. Eugene, I forgot your voice. Unmixed checkmate, Cuthbert. He lost to a monkey! What? Did you just lose?
No, I demand a rematch!
Learn to lose with dignity, for Lord's sake. I'm glad I let him keep those armbands. Music, drum set, Dom Palombi. Violin, Emily Galunia. Pitan. To think the Scaled Lord's daughter would descend to lead our kingdom to prosperity.
Theon, you were there for most of that trial. You know what actually happened.
The Scaled Lord works in mysterious ways. Fate has brought you to where you are.
I guess you're kind of right.
Tyrion Cuthbert, John Van Doren, Arya Steelwind, Vera Tan. You may have everyone else fooled, but I know how the story goes. Mage is still a mage, and a noble is still a noble.
Come on, don't be like that.
Hey, you want to prove me wrong, by all means. I'm holding my breath. I suppose you have a reason not to trust anyone. But we are going to fix this kingdom. Celeste McCoy, Hannah Gardner. Judges, Rick Browning.
I really wish you would talk to us.
He needs time to process everything that happened. And I don't think he'll be very receptive to us. At least, not right now.
We should probably hire a professional he could talk to.
Alicia Stillman, Dylan Duck, Ruby Timor, Zoe Sanders, QA, I don't know, RFCQ, I don't know if I can say your name. I'm really sorry, I don't know how to say your name, sir.
Are you okay?
Yes, I really appreciate you coming here with me. His actions were absolutely deplorable. I was hoping coming here would give me closure, but with Von Sanctus and Sybil gone, we have had a much easier time repairing our kingdom. I feel uneasy about all this.
No, I also see what you mean. He may have had good intentions, but he refused to let anyone work with him. Even with Eris, they were just using each other. I do think he really wanted to change Wyvern Guard, but he would only do it on his own terms. Even if he did end up achieving his goals, the legacy he'd leave behind would be one of blood. No lasting peace or justice could have that at its foundation.
That's surprisingly mature for you.
Hey! I'm always mature! Also, I'm the queen now! Shut up!
Goodbye, Master. Cosmo Misty, Melody Elizabeth, Quiet Mythos. Are you kidding me, Ruby? What kind of ridiculous case was that? Weren't you the one who called the monkey to the stand during Beatrice's trial? Yeah, I suppose you have a point. I don't like this. I really don't like Tyrion becoming a prosecutor. I don't like it. I really, really dislike it. Maybe the second game has him return to his, actual job. Like, and obviously it will. He will be defending, but maybe it'll be like the second Ace Attorney game with Tyrion trying to find out what being a defense attorney means to him. Like how Phoenix did. Anyways, yeah, I suppose you have a point. The truth is often stranger than fiction. You should know that better than anyone. Oh my god, I just realized. Is this what I've been doing to Arya? Hey, you're the one who wanted to be the lead prosecutor. I'm only filling in for her until we can find a qualified replacement. Well, if you ever get bored of life as a royal, there's always a spot open at my office. Crowdfunders, I'm not reading all these names, I don't have the time. I see they allowed you to keep your axe. I thought I ordered you to stop visiting me. I outrank you now, father. Fuck. McCoy's impertinence is rubbing off on you. I'll take that as a compliment. I love her smile. I am glad to see you in such good spirits. I suppose I underestimated you. I'm surprised you're not sentencing me to death. I suppose I should be grateful.
Yeah, we kind of need you alive so we know when Eris is back. You're using me like a canary in a coal mine. I'm almost proud of you two. Although, I am curious as to why she hasn't returned yet. Because I eated her. Yes, me. What the hell is this? Why are you preventing me from leaving? Well, I can't very well let you make a fool of yourself a second time. Occupation, Lord of the Ninth. Age, who fucking knows? Arcane or art, all of them. You are not to leave the sixth circle until I tell you otherwise. So says the word of Asmodeus. Are you grounding me? If you want to behave like a petulant child, I'll treat you like one. I swear, when I get out of here, what have I told you about speaking in future tense? Are you sure you don't want me to move into the castle? Are you sure you don't want to move into the castle with us, Mom? No. I've grown attached to this place. It was your father's, and it doesn't seem right to abandon it. Yeah, I get what you mean. Anyways, I just want to give you two some privacy. Mom! So stop dragging your feet, Tyrion. I want to live to see my grandkids. You're only 46 years old. Mom! Oh! Huh. Is that it? Oh, hi, Cuthbert. I have everything you need for tonight. What? It's nothing. Pretend like you don't know anything. What? Oh, I see. So it's for her. What are you doing? It's a surprise. Alright, whatever you say. So, I was wondering, you've lived for a really long time, right? I have. Do I have any siblings? No. I'm sorry. There was one many centuries ago, but I lost her. It was rare, even across the centuries, when I've sought companionship. Dragons are magical beings, and the creation of offspring is rare. So much so that it's a miracle that you were born. I'm sorry, but you are alone. I don't really feel that way. I think I spent so much time with Arya that she's basically my sister. And Tyrion, well... Perhaps I should have some words with Mr. Cuthbert. Don't you dare! So we meet again, Crimson Demon. Who keeps telling people about that nickname? Who knows? It could have been anyone. Tyrion? You don't like it? I could help you come up with a new one. I'm good, thanks. How about Scaled Empress? Okay, I actually really like that. So, yeah. That's how it all happened. He really did it. He voided a blood contract drafted by the Empress of Discord. I thought you'd be more happy after what Eris did to you. He has no idea what he's done. Come on, it can't be that bad. Demons naturally despise the Celestials for and their magic, and they pride themselves on their ability to deceive others. A voided blood contract, especially by Heavensborn, is the highest disgrace for a demon. It rarely happens, even the weakest demons know not to leave any openings like that. It honestly irritates me how much less meticulous she was when she made your contract. What was she thinking? Is she really that big of a deal?
Asmodeus is the king of demons, a god among gods. Eris is his daughter. So what? Is she going to tell on us to him? This is serious. No one has ever voided a contract drafted by a Lord of Hell. It's unheard of. Your sweetheart is going to attract a lot of unwanted attention from Hell and Heaven. Then I need you to tell me everything I can. I need to know what's coming. I want concessions. I don't plan on spending the rest of my life in this cell. Beatrice, you committed first-degree murder. He was a terrible person. He was your dad! He would have been executed for his crimes anyway, assuming he didn't just run. Can you imagine how difficult it would be to track down someone with that much gold? The way I see it, I saved you people a lot of trouble. I'm not going to pardon you, Beatrice! I don't want to be pardoned. I just don't want to listen to Lucia working out in his cell all day. Honestly, get that man a book or something. He needs a hobby. Fine. I'll see what I can do about getting you some heavily supervised outings. I'm blind. What am I going to do? Turn yourself invisible and run away? I am insulted that you think that I'm that uncreative. Are you all really going to be okay? What do you mean? You are now the ruling queen of Wyvern, the most powerful kingdom in the world. Every order you make, every word you say, could have unimaginable worldwide consequences. Can you please not remind me of that? So you do recognize that, then? Why are you telling me this? Because you are going to live the rest of your life in a world of glass. Anything and everything you do could shatter the lives of millions. I'm rooting for you, I really am, but the weight of that responsibility is what drove Asta insane. Even Rassalion couldn't handle it. Wait, he took the crown? Many centuries ago. All it took was one lapse in judgment for him to cause one of the largest famines in Wyvern God's history. Millions died. Oh my god. Just something to think about. Thanks, Beatrice. Anyways, if you want to know more about Hell's hierarchy, you'll need to start with the Lords of Hell. You're actually familiar with one of them, the Lord of the First Bahamut. The Scaled Lord's a demon? Did the horn, scales, and fiery breath not imply that? Oh, our occupation's freelancer. Hey, it says your occupation is queen now, hee. I guess that makes me demon adjacent then. Is that making you rethink your feelings for the Heavensborn? Honestly, I think that makes me like him more. I think I might actually hate you too. Yeah, well, you're stuck with us. For now. Whatever. Tell me more about the Lords 2 through 9. The eldest Frigga had some idea of what was coming, but perhaps it would be best to hold on to it for now. It wasn't as if she fully understood the politics of the gods either. From what little she knew, demons wouldn't be the only ones coming after them.
Hey, I'm clocking out for the day.
Thank you for your work, Oren. I'll see you tomorrow.
So, you're getting back into the swing of things.
I'd like to think so. I'd need to make sure everything is in order for when Tyrion takes over. I really hate him becoming a prosecutor. I actually hate it. He's capable, but he's never managed an organization of this size.
Can't believe I'm going to have to take orders from that kid.
Was there something else, Oren?
Yeah.
Spit it out. I'm very busy.
Men are idiots, Arya.
What?
Yeah, we're all just dumb idiots. We just bumble around, bumming into shit, without a care in the world. Sometimes we're just blind to what's right in front of us, you know? So, don't let one idiot get you down. You're You're a good kid, Arya. You deserve the best.
I don't think you should be calling your superior a kid.
Yeah.
The commander stammered for a while before his face just squeezed into a scowl.
Then write me up. I don't care anymore.
He slammed the door before stomping his way into the city's streets. He grumbled under his breath the entire time. Arya let out a chuckle. A part of her was really going to miss working with him. Okay, so they're just going to turn the lights on? During certain times of the year, the ley lines around Ornox become extremely potent. A lot of the business here take advantage of that to charge the arcane power cells within their homes. Those effects are amplified when they do it simultaneously. You're such a nerd! Wait! If this is all happening in the city, why are we out in the ocean? Come on, you'll love this. The ocean was quiet, save for the humming of the small boat's engine against the water. Tyrion, it's really dark. Are you sure it's safe to sail a boat out here? Don't worry. There will be plenty of light soon. Soon? In about 3, 2, 1. One by one, each of the buildings in Ornox lit up like a flame spreading across the city. Every light in every house lit up, their collective warm glow washing over the city and shimmering off the ocean. Celeste just stared at the sight, wide-eyed. Her eyes were gleaming, their topaz colors reflected the warm glow of the city. Okay, I take it all back. I love this. Noah used to bring my mother and me out here every year for this. It's actually a lot brighter than it was back then. I'm glad I got the chance to show it to you, Celeste. Thank you. She began fidgeting with her fingers, looking away from me. We just sailed in silence, again, drinking in the sight of the lit city. The wind shifted. It carried the scent of salt and seaweed with it. I've really missed being able to spend time with you like this. Yeah, me too. It was so much simpler when you were just an attorney, and I was your bodyguard. But now I'm the Scaled Lord's daughter, and you're the lead prosecutor. We barely get to see each other. But at least we're together now. And you have something to remember whenever we're apart. Yeah! This is so sweet. I love you. What? Your thoughts are leaking, Celeste. What do you... Her eyes widened, realizing what I just saw. It's been so long, I forgot to. It's not fair, you were supposed to say it first. Is something wrong? I didn't really mean... Wait, no, I did mean it, but... I kind of hate the Eye of Horus sometimes. I just silently moved to sit next to her. She didn't mean to object, but she couldn't meet my eyes. She glanced at me for a moment, her eyes widened, and she quickly turned away. But she slowly slid closer to me, my shoulder pressed against hers. Her hand slid into mine. I squeezed it as if it were the most precious thing in the world to me. She slowly turned to me, then I turned to face her. We just stared at each other, sharing 1,000 confessions in one look. We were both going to see a lot of changes in our lives, but this moment was one of them, and I wouldn't take any other path that didn't lead here. You'll always keep your promise, right? No matter where each of us goes, we'll always be together. Good. I love you, Celeste. I love you too. Sorry, this is all a little much. It's okay. Right now, we have all the time in the world. Ilya Stormwake, I don't know. Hi, Inquisitor! Inquisitor Bottom! That's a reference to a game I haven't played on the channel yet. I don't know what to do for this one. I'll make it British. Have you heard about what happened in Wyvengard? Miles Varan Kal Galad. Arc Sentinel? Is that why you've called me, huh? This could have been an email, High Inquisitor.
No, emails don't exist. No. 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 Electricity doesn't exist. This is serious. I must accept responsibility. Keeping records of the Heavensborn was my duty. I have no idea how this Tyrion Cuthbert slipped past me. Frey was always a slippery one. Even I lost track of her. And I'm happy she got the chance to settle down after everything that happened. Miles! Ilya, he's just one Heavensborn. He's harmless. He brought the Lord of the Sixth to the court of bloody Azathoth. Do you have any idea the amount of damage they could have done to all of creation from there? You're worrying too much. We're still here, aren't we? The multiverse is intact and everything is fine. Miles, he has the eye of Odin. Why does Odin exist here? That's impossible. I borrowed some of your drones from the armory. I sent them into the court of Azathoth myself.
Ilya!
These readings, they are exactly the same as the ones we gathered during our experiment with Frey. He awakened its power, albeit briefly. And he did it in front of the Lord of the Sixth, and the Lord of the First. We must assume that the Lord of the Ninth knows about it as well. Does His Majesty know?
Does His Majesty know?
Did he approve of your little reconnaissance mission? Of course not, but I believe the path forward is clear. We must inform Heaven. They'll want to know about this.
I've been hearing some rumors through the grapevine recently. The Lord of the Ninth has begun moving its forces.
He must know, Sentinel. You know better than anyone else. Nothing is impossible when the House of Horse is involved.
All right. You win. Look into this. Try to sell it to Wyvern God as a diplomatic mission. But exercise discretion. If they ever find out what we did with Frey...
I understand. It would mean war with Wyvern God. Thank you, Sentinel. I'll speak to His Majesty about this at once. I'm sorry for disturbing your evening.
You don't understand, Ilya. If what you're saying is true, it could spell war with the Outer Planes.
Attorney of the Arcane. Complete! Yeah. That's the end of this game? Damn. I like it. I don't like Tyrion becoming a prosecutor. I also really dislike... I don't dislike him and Celeste as a couple, I just dislike the idea behind it. It's like the reason Phoenix and Maya work is because, they aren't dating. The reason Apollo and Trucy work is because they aren't dating. Well, that's not like the whole reason, but like that's part of it. That's part of why they work. Edgeworth and Kay too. It's just, I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way. But overall, I do really like this game. I really like this remake. It fixes like almost all of my issues I had with the original version of the game. And it just made it so much better. So much better. Anyways, I do now have a new controller. Well, it's not new, it's a used controller, but it's one that doesn't have insane stick drift, so yeah. I get to use it properly. I get to play video games. So we will be playing Ultra Despair Rolls next. Unlike what I said with Dual Destinies. What's funny is I recorded that first episode of Dual Destinies, and then the same day I was gifted the controller. It was kind of funny. Anyways, see you all next time. Bye-bye!